Hello and welcome back to our F1 Manager Maserati series, and you join us as we are at the very tail end now of this 2027 season and things are getting very exciting. There is just 3 races to go, and today's episode we will be heading to COTA for round 17 of 19, and say beyond this race there'll be just 2 remaining. And why are things getting exciting? Well, you should know, of course, and if you don't, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell to be made aware of these episodes, and check out the full Maserati playlist here on YouTube. And as always, please do me that massive favor and smash that like button. But if you're a regular around here, you would have seen last time out in Baku what a race that was for us, as Kimi Antonelli won the race. But it doesn't tell the full story, because that race really was won because of this man here, his teammate Franco Colapinto. There was a somewhat late safety car, and it allowed Kimi to get to the front. It allowed Franco Colapinto to get to P2 at the time, ahead of K-Mag and Max Verstappen. And Franco Colapinto just put the brakes on and held Max Verstappen up. Max had the pace to win that race, but because Franco held him up, and I think the gap was about 8 seconds by the time Max finally got past Franco, it was too far of a gap, and Max Verstappen had to settle for P2. So Franco Colapinto really won that race for his teammate, and that's his job now, Franco. Sound like Roy Keane. That's his job. It is his job now. He's leaving the team. He can't, even if he wasn't leaving the team, he can't win the Drivers' Championship now. So his job now is to try and help us win the Constructors and help Kimi win the Drivers' Championship. And he did that in great fashion last time out. So what does it all mean? Well, it means for the first time this year, Kimi Antonelli leads the championship. As we'll have a look at the Constructors shortly, but as you can see, jumped Max. I think Max has led all season, but Kimi now leads, and the gap is by 4 points, so it's very slim. So it's not all said and done, because Max probably still has the quickest car, so it's going to be tight these last 3 races. Max has won 7 races this year. Kimi has now won 5, and if Kimi wants to be world champion, if he can win another 2 of the 3 remaining, he will surely be world champion, depending on what that third result is. But it all happens next in Austin. Constructors, we did extend by 8 points, so the gap now to Red Bull is 43. But as I said in the last episode, a 1-2 for Red Bull can easily change things around. So both championships very tight as we head to COTA. Let's have a look what we're doing off track, and then we'll get into some qualifying very shortly. Right at the end of the last episode, we had a new suspension that was completed in terms of design. So I've done an emergency manufacture. We've got a rushed one coming as well. So we'll have a new suspension on the car for this race. I've also done another suspension design. That'll probably be our last design of this year, I'd say. Because with 2 races left after this, doesn't make much sense. So probably this chassis and suspension is going to be our last 2 designs. Will it be enough to beat Red Bull in the Constructors? Will it be enough to beat Max in the Drivers? We shall soon see. Latest driver development update then, both staying the same overall. Franco at 81, Kimi at 86. The only change is Kimi's control has gone from 71 to 72. In other news, I thought I'd have a look at the cost cap, because I haven't looked at this, haven't really paid attention this year, and we've breached the cost cap, so that's going to be fun at the end of the year. But hey-ho, let's try and win a championship before that all happens. Pit crew training for the month. It did stagnate this estimated pit stop time last time, but we are reducing it again this month, and we're increasing the stats, so very good. We're basically in an average, well, we are an average 1.9, nearly in a 1.8 as an average stop. So how quick can we go? I haven't seen a stop lower than 1.8, I don't think. Can we get a cheeky 1.7? We shall see. Okay, we've arrived at COTA then. Let's set the targets 18 for higher, as always, and I'll join you just before qualifying. Here we go then. We are ready for Q1 in COTA, and Kimi has been set up perfectly, 100%, giving him the best chance as we head into qualifying then. And Franco not too far away, 97%. He's the rear gunner, so again, we need to try and qualify better. He was knocked out in Q2 last time out. Got lucky with a safety car to help Kimi. He needs to qualify better. We need him there to hold up Max in any opportunity he gets. But let's see how we go as we head to Q1. Q1, and we've got a crash, and it's Charles Leclerc, the Ferrari man who will be joining our team. He's had a horrible season, and he's just crashed in to an Aston Martin in qualifying. Not ideal from Charles, and no penalties for that. I'm surprised. That would have definitely been a penalty. We've got a red flag now. What has happened now? Esteban Ocon. He's lost it, and that's a bigger orphan. He's retired.
Can't avoid making contact.
And that's a red flag. Back underway following that red flag. The whole grid have gone out, apart from a handful of cars. Verstappen, Mick Schumacher. Actually, Mick is out there. I think we're the only ones not out, aren't we? Or maybe Mick and Verstappen weren't out, but we've not gone out, and we should be safely through, and we are. Leclerc with that damage knocked out then. So yeah, Leclerc starts 21st for Ferrari and Ocon out as well. Colapinto on his final run here has got traffic. That is... And he's not gone quicker through the first sector anyway. And that's going to be Franco knocked out here. Already set a time on our first runs on this huge set of tyres. And it's enough for Antonelli to have the quickest time. He's not improving. But Colapinto was held up definitely there. And it looks like yet again, Franco Colapinto is going to be out in Q2. Lawson is out as well, though, in the Red Bull. So we will start ahead of him in the fight for the Constructors. But we need Colapinto to take the fight to Max Verstappen. And he's not going to do so, chat, as Antonelli's gone purple through the middle. Antonelli is flying around here. K-Mag is close as well, so is Piastri. It's very tight. And Antonelli further extends the quickest time, but it is only Q2, of course. But unfortunately, it looks like Franco Colapinto is not going to improve. He does not, and Franco is out again in Q2. We're starting our flying lap. I've got a horrible feeling we're about to catch Mick Schumacher in the place where they don't get out of the way. Oh, no. God's sake, this track in this first sector, that's it, chat. That is it. What an absolute nightmare. Set a time on a really used set. Always happens through that first sector. And Max has got a clean run at it, it looks like. And he's going purple, of course he is. He's not going to catch us, is he? I'd like to try and hold him up, but not going to happen. He's getting a toe off Russell. Max is about to put this on pole, isn't he? And we're going to start probably P10. Max goes to pole. We're P9. And that has been absolutely awful. That traffic. Traffic has done us there. And we've got a lot of work to do. And championship advantage back to Max Verstappen then. He's put it on pole. Piastri second. Behrman third. Lando Norris fourth. K-Max fifth. Russell sixth. Bortoletto seventh. Carlos Sainz eighth. Kimi Antonelli was super quick in Q1 and Q2 and then got traffic on his final run thanks to Mick Schumacher there. He'll start P9, Mick P10, and then Franco Colapinto P12. Okay, here we go then. Kimi Antonelli starting P9. He's on a 2-stopper, soft, medium, soft. Trying something different with Franco. He's going for a 3-stopper. It is a little bit slow around here, but what I'm hoping is get in nice and early, lap 11, use that fresh air and pace to maybe get an undercut, even on Max Verstappen. That's the aim in P1. And then when Max pits, hopefully he's going to be on softs and Max pits around here. Kimi will be, Franco, sorry, be well underway on his medium stint. And he can try and hold him up for as long as possible to allow Kimi to close for him. So that's the kind of strategy that we're working with. Kimi starts P9, Franco P12. Let's get this one underway. And we've got 4 lights, we've got 5. And Max Verstappen gets us underway. We'll jump on board with Kimi though, who, as I say, is starting P9. We're going to go quite aggressive straight away here. And Kimi Antonelli fighting here with Carlos Sainz in the Aston, and we're into P8. So Antonelli gets one move done early on. And Max Verstappen has got away cleanly from pole. So as I say, might be a bit of a damage limitation today. We lead the Drivers' Championship by 4 points. But Max got a great chance to come back at us and lead this championship after today's race. And there'll just be 2 races remaining. Max Verstappen starting on the hard. So there's a few hard tyre runners. Max, George, Sainz, Maloney and Theo Pourchaire. We're starting on the softs for both drivers. And then we've got a couple of medium runners in between as well. K-Mag, who's having a great run-up at the moment. As we say that, Kimi Antonelli is going to slide up the inside. Lucky him, of George Russell. And he's into P7. So yeah, I'm not sure Russell was expecting this. The final corner, and Kimi on the inside of this left-hander. He's past George Russell. DRS opens then, but it is a bit of a DRS train from K-Mag, although Norris has just dropped out of it, although it does look like he did just get the DRS. Are we going to get alongside Gabriel Bortoletto, though? That's a long way back, but we're trying to stay in that. Colapinto's got Mick Schumacher as well, but we want to stay on board. And Antonelli can't quite get Bortoletto. Hello, Warrior. How's it going, buddy? Colapinto So he was past Sainz already, wasn't? No, he wasn't actually. So he's got Mick Schumacher, and then he's followed that up on Carlos Sainz as well. So Colapinto having a great little start to this race. Colapinto, I am just pushing at the moment on fuel as well and tyres, because that's the strategy we're going with on this first stint. So we've got a yellow flag, and that looks to be Gabriel Bortoletto, who was ahead of Antonelli.
Here we are then at turn 15.
So Antonelli has got that place
Round
easily.
they go. And that certainly wouldn't
And
have been in
Kimi
their
had to take
plans
avoiding
today.
action, as do all of these. So Bortoletto's dropped from, what was that, P6 to P16. That's a bit of a nightmare for him. Kimi Antonelli is past him, but it's now 2.4 to Lando, and he's going to have these Ferrari and his teammate right behind him. We'd better ask Colapinto not to fight his teammate. But Russell up the inside then. Oh, but I guess Franco is pushing though, so really Franco does need to come past it.
Keep focus on your race now.
Yeah, we kind of need Colapinto to actually get past. Got another yellow flag. Sainz, we've got a virtual safety car. Carlos Sainz is off and into the wall by the looks of it. What's happened to Carlos then? Oh, he's just lost it and yeah, taps the wall on the way through. Oh, see, that is the problem. I wanted Antonelli to get out of the way, but that is the problem with this game. Every time they do that, they just let someone else by. But hey ho, we had to let Franco go. Sorry, but it costs Antonelli losing out to Mick Schumacher there. But that just had to be done because Colapinto's strategy is to push. As we do that, Kimi Antonelli is trying to squeeze through, back through on Mick Schumacher, but now they'll both have DRS. And we're asking Kimi not to fight his teammate at the moment, because Colapinto really should have more pace pushing on these tyres, because we need Kimi to go back to standard. Right, let's drop that down. Right, that should be good now, hopefully. But yeah, Colapinto can't close up to Russell here. 2.3. I'm going to try and do this without asking Franco to move us along, because as we saw when we done it with Kimi, it will lose him that place to Mick Schumacher. So if we just turn everything down for Franco, should be pretty easy pickings for Kimi. Oh, come on, boys. Don't be doing this. All right, hopefully. All right, now we're going to have to swap that back around. Ask him not to fight. There we go. Right, Antonelli has reclaimed that position over his teammate then. So that hasn't really worked with Franco to try and stretch his legs, so to speak, and push the pace. George is long gone. Yeah, George has pushed 4 seconds. 3.5 seconds, sorry, on us. It's now Norris ahead. And Colapinto's now got Mick Schumacher pushing him. Yeah, no pace. No pace at the moment. Might have to bring Franco in this lap. It's just not working. I'm going to have to go a little bit earlier. The AI seem to have really good pace at the moment. Mick Schumacher's got better tyre life. This is a little bit worrying for us, chat. The pace is not there in the car at the moment. And with us leading this championship by 4 points, as Porches had a lock-up, but Mick Schumacher is getting through. And here we go then. Colapinto is going to come in very early, within 9 laps. Although the leader's starting lap 10. Only 9 laps for ourselves. Antonelli hopefully is going to make that move on Mick Schumacher. First stop of the day then. 2-second stop. We like that. And Antonelli has got back past Mick Schumacher. Right, will we be dead last here? Yes, I think we
You're doing a
will.
good job.
I'd prefer to be dead last by a little
in
bit,
front.
just so we're not right on the tail of these cars. We can use the pace a little bit, because that is a nasty DRS train there. Yeah, we're 5 seconds behind them. 4 seconds. Oh, what are their tyre life down there? We've got Ocon is only going to be out another couple of laps. So is Bortoletto. So a couple of these are going to get out of the way. So it might work out okay, actually, that for Franco. Yes, he does come in. That's good. All right, we will pit this lap.
Okay, to close the gap now.
Let's try and push. See if we can do the overcar Mick Schumacher here. As both Behrman and Mick Schumacher into the pits. Clean stop for Behrman, or is he being held? I think he was held for Mick to come in there. So Mick Schumacher is going on the hard, so that'll be the same as Antonelli. Oh, where's Colapinto coming out in all of this? Behrman's out in front of him. What about Mick Schumacher? Mick Schumacher will be behind him. But yeah, Colapinto not really close enough to Behrman to make any sort of impact there. But if Mick gets closer, we can hold him up to at least give Antonelli the chance of the overcut here. But this is going to bring Antonelli and Colapinto very close to one another again, I'd imagine here. Close to Mick Schumacher, isn't he, here? So, Colapinto, let's watch this pit stop first. Two-second stop, that's very nice. Gasly does pit, so does Leclerc, so that's going to release some of this traffic. That's a very nice stop for us, but where did Antonelli feed out here? Gonna be pretty close. There's his teammate. And he's going to be just behind his teammate, but he is going to be in front of Mick Schumacher. So the overcut worked, or at least the undercut didn't work for Mick Schumacher at least, as Colapinto's got past Teo Portier, and Antonelli will now need to do the same. And Mick Schumacher again all over the back of Kimi Antonelli. Don't really want to be fighting Mick Schumacher all day today, but it looks like this might be the situation we find ourselves in. Right, as we're having a look on the inside here. No, Yuki Tsunoda's had a lock-up. And we send it down the inside on the final corner. And that's going to be job done as Antonelli and Mick Schumacher are past Teo Portier. And we pull out to the inside. DRS is open now. This should be a pretty easy overtake. As Mick Schumacher has got past Kimi Antonelli. Bloody Mick Schumacher today.
It's certainly inviting.
Mick's had at least 4 Weetabix, and he's absolutely on it today. Lawson in as well. We're expecting all of these to be out ahead of us, though. Yeah, they're going to be well clear, aren't they, these guys?
Albon is pitting now.
So there's Piastri. There's Magnussen. Lawson's lost out, though. Colapinto is past Lawson, as is Antonelli. So that's someone we've gained on with the undercut. Albon, Stroll and Portier all in now as well. Who's not stopped ahead of us? Oh, is that us involved in that? It is Franco Colapinto. It's got front wing damage.
2 secs.
Oh, no. It goes from bad to worse, and it's Mick Schumacher involved. Surely he just turned right there, Mick. Well, Mick Schumacher, the man who's been causing... Got mine. I think we have to leave it for now. Oh, that is... And Mick's got no damage there. Does mean Kimi Antonelli is clear now in P7 of these two. But that's probably wrecked Franco Colapinto's race. We'd prefer it to be Franco's race than Kimi's. Well, that is not ideal.
Copy.
Looks like no one's getting a penalty for that either. Right, Franco Colapinto is going to try and overtake Mick Schumacher. Now I'm just going to try and slow Mick up and just get him out of Kimi's DRS here, because I've had enough of Mick being involved with us today. Let's just see if we can do that for a couple of corners here. But yeah, who's not pit? So it's just Russell and Verstappen who haven't pitted yet. As Russell pits. So where will Russell come out? Max and Piastri had caught up to him. They weren't too far away from him there. George Russell then. So we've got a yellow flag. Someone's had a spin. Antonelli will be past Russell here. Stroll's had a spin. In the Audi these days, Lance Stroll, and fighting with an Alpine. Oh, he's just lit up the rears though.
I messed up.
What year is this? It's 2027. Russell is going to come out in P10 behind Colapinto. And he's on the medium. So has that going long worked for Russell or not? We'll wait and see on that. Hopefully we can get him back to P10 and get him at least a point today. But we might lose out in the Constructors today as well. And we've got a slow front right. Well, oh, we're putting invisible tyres on. It's all... I don't know if it was slow, if it was just because we were putting on the front wing. But anyway... That's a long haul race now from Franco. He's going to be P17. Might even be P18 by the time we get up the hill. Yeah, he will be. Will he be P19? Because here comes Stroll. Yes, he will. So, as I say, this is a long haul race now for Franco. I do think I'm going to put some softs on at the end again. He's going to have to go for another stop. Really, we just need to concentrate on Kimi Antonelli now. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good for us at the moment. This is how it stands. We would drop from leading the Drivers' Championship. We'd be 14 points behind Max Verstappen. And the Constructors, we would still lead that. But Red Bull would be within 19 points. These would both be with 2 races to go. So Red Bull and Max having a good day so far. And Antonelli, 9 seconds off Behrman. He's not really gaining. So it's just no pace really there at the moment. But here comes Max Verstappen, the race leader. He won't lead the race once he's made this stop, but he should have the pace to reclaim it. I think he'll be ahead of Kimi Antonelli here. Well, that might be a little bit tighter than we thought. But here comes Kimi Antonelli. So he's ahead of his championship rival now, but Max has fresh tyres on. And Antonelli's on hard, so Max is 2 steps softer and fresh softs. So, yeah. I think Verstappen will be coming straight back past us here. Three races, not 2, round 17. We're doing 19 races, Warrior, so only 19 races in this season. So this should be race 17 of 19. So after today, 2 races left. Mills, thanks for the follow. As K-Mag is now into the lead of this race. But there goes Max Verstappen. Say he's on those fresh softs. Can we try and stay with him? Probably not, I would suggest. Let's use some battery. Just thinking if we could just stay in his DRS, but it's nearly gone, the DRS already. Look, yeah, it's just not got the pace.
And overtake available. Copy.
Yeah, we can't hold on to the Flying Dutchman there. He's on his way.
And remind to protect
I was hoping we would stay with him just for this DRS to try and start bringing us a little bit closer to Behrman and those. That's not happened. Behrman is down to 59%, so Behrman's going to struggle on his final stint if he continues that pace. Now we're gaining rapidly on this Alpine. Will we send it on the inside of this final corner? Of course we will. There we go. Franco into P17 has the DRS to pull away as well. I don't think we really need to use the battery right now, because this looks like Bortoletto has got a gearbox issue and an ERS issue, as we said. We might just need to use a little bit over here, though, because Bortoletto should get the DRS now. No, he doesn't. We still got it. So that's fine. Cool. Right. Franco into P16. As I say, he's now got 7 seconds, so he's got nice clean air now. And most of these should pit before him, so there might not be much overtaking Franco needs to do now. Lawson and Russell are continuing to fight, which is good. As we've got a yellow flag. Sonoda, we've got a safety car. And we're going to have to use this. We're going to have to take this opportunity. Let's have a look at what's happened here. Safety car, Sergio Perez and Yuki Tsunoda. Perez lock up and just T-bones him. Right. This is a chance for us. Let's just have a look then, chat, what we could do with Kimi Antonelli. We could get those mediums on. We'd have to manage them. But let's get Kimi in now. Can we do anything with Franco? Is Franco now going to lose out of all these pitting? Yeah, I think we just keep Franco out. Right, but Tsunoda and Perez both out of the race then with that crash. And yeah, most of the grid coming in then. Where are the leaders? This is what will be interesting.
Box is lap. Box.
Copy, box now.
Perez gets a time penalty that will be applied next race now. K-Mag down to 52%. Are all the leaders going to come in here? Yes, they are. Okay. Well, we'll do the same. So K-Mag in, Verstappen in, Piastri, Norris in. Behrman will be in as well because his tyres were struggling. Antonelli's going to be in. It's going to be a little bit of mayhem in the pits here. Russell stays out. That makes sense. Well, does it? I don't know. We're being held for a little while. Where will Russell be here? He will get to P2? P2. Colapinto may as well pit though, mightn't he? Colapinto's not going to make up any positions, is he? Oh, he is, because he's... Sorry. Is he? Where was Colapinto? P18. 77% tyres. I think we probably do need a pit with Franco. We'll have to go soft now. Yeah, I think we're going to have to just get that done. Because everyone else is pitted, so he's just going to be... He's not going to gain too many positions. He wouldn't have gained any, I don't think, because he gained on Tsunoda and Perez. 2 second stop. There's Leclerc and Albon, who already passed us. And we will be out comfortably against Portier. So we're in P14 and with fresh tyres on. So, yeah, we'll take that. Magnussen leads this race. Just an update on that. K-Mag in his RB leads on the hard tyres. He's got Russell on very much used mediums, and then Verstappen on soft. So
Close the gap.
K-Mag, if he goes to the end on those hards, might have a chance of winning this race.
Copy.
And if someone else can win the race over Verstappen, we'll take that because it'll mean Verstappen is denied an extra 7 points. If Verstappen can finish second and we can finish 5th, we would take that because it would only be, what, a loss of about 8 points. But we're green flag racing then. K-Mag is now deciding when to bolt, and he has bolted. He's gone. K-Mag gets the jump on Russell. Can Russell keep Verstappen behind here? Looks like he should just manage that. Let's jump on board with our drivers though. And Lawson's getting a nice tow here. But he doesn't go for it. So we're in P7 with Antonelli. We've got Behrman and Norris ahead of us. Russell stayed out. I'm not sure that's going to work for Russell. And
No problem.
Behrman on the hards, as is Norris. So Antonelli's got a chance here of getting past these. So whether we stay on these mediums and go light, as the strategy we've set up, or we push hard and go for another stop and get some softs on. Let me know in the chat what you think. Should we try and get Antonelli to the end on these mediums? Or should we go aggressive and get him on another set of softs at the end? Pulling out to the inside, but he's going to lose out because of the toe. Russell just about keeping Verstappen behind. Owlboy, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Colapinto, I think, has got a move done there. And we need to change his strategy yet again, don't we, Franco? We're all over the place with the strategy today. We can't even put another car on there, can we? But that's fine. I think we have got another set of softs, haven't we? Yeah, we have, so that's fine. Let's just push on with Franco. He's looking at the back of Leclerc. No worries, bro. Good stuff, thank you. K-Mag sets a fast lap of the race. He leads by 2 seconds. Can Verstappen get past towards Russell here? Not yet, but once he gets the DRS, he will be. And Colapinto is alongside nearly Charles Leclerc. Not quite, though. No, it does not. So this is a great chance for Antonelli to move into P6 in this race. Verstappen has got George Russell. But here comes Kimi Antonelli then for P6. Up there and fighting it in the braking zone, but he can't quite hold on to it. So Antonelli into P6. Now, do we try and stretch these tyres out? Or as I say, do we go aggressive and get another set of softs on?
We are P6.
Depends what's going on here. Most of these are on softs. They've probably got to pit again. I think it depends on the rest of the grid, really. The Red Bull against the sister team, the B team, and Max Verstappen once again leads the race. And he's going to attack hard on those softs, build a gap. Colapinto on the inside of Leclerc, and he's through now into B12. I think I'm pushing towards stopping again here, chat. So what would that be? That would be lap 40... lap 43. That would be 6 laps time.
Try to close the gap as much as possible.
As Antonelli is through on Russell, then Russell
Try to close the gap.
did lose the DRS on Norris, so both Piastri and ourselves through. Colapinto having to hold off Charles Leclerc. Let's try and attack a bit with his tyres as well. As Colapinto has got past Ollie Behrman.
The action closely here. It's there for the taking, and they made that look very easy.
So Franco on his pursuit to come back to the points. He's now in P10. Kimi Antonelli on the last corner. That will help. And Piastri is pushed very wide there. We still retain DRS. And we can push up down the road. We need to keep that DRS to Lando Norris there if we can.
We have Norris.
We're just being a bit patient. Norris is going to send one on the inside.
Yes, behind you.
And Norris is through on K-Mag. We can't quite get that done. And Colapinto is into P8.
Take a look now. Here we are then at the 11th corner.
What's happened to Russell? Because we're past Russell as well, it says. We then got the slipstream and the DRS on Russell.
Result, 8th place is there.
And I forget, Russell's tyres are dead, aren't they? Russell down to 38%. He's down to P10. That's really not working. If Kimi Box gets stuck in a DRS train, he does. But most of the grid will need to pit again down there. Because their tyres, already some of them in 50% range. So in another 4 laps... he certainly will be in a DRS train, but their tyres are going to have it. And Antonelli through on K-Mag then.
So in front of you, we have Norris.
And he's still got the DRS, but K-Mag coming back at us. Right, Antonelli into P3.
Are you ready?
He is going to box into traffic. It might not work for us. It's a risk, but we've got to try risks. Antonelli, this would be for P2 as Leclerc's had a lock-up. Charles Leclerc is absolutely hating his life in that Ferrari.
Turn 10.
Gabbo, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated.
And there goes the steering. And hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyre.
And it looks like Norris might be getting back past. Not quite. Let's just watch Colapinto stop. This will be the final stop of the day then for Franco. I feel like we've made a lot of pit stops today. That's a 1.8 second stop though. We like that. Antonelli did just stay out ahead of the McLaren. And Colapinto will be maybe not dead last. He'll be 18th ahead of Bortoletto by the looks of it. Third quickest stop of the day, that 1.8. So a lot of teams doing quick stops today. I want to go standard here though. And as Albon and Russell have decided to stop now as well. So that's helpful for Colapinto as in getting some traffic out of the way. Albon's going on the hards. Russell's going on the softs. Here they both are. Where is Colapinto? He's not going to be a million miles ahead of them, is he? There he is. Probably a couple of seconds once Albon's up to speed, I'd imagine. Let's use some pace here. Let's try and lead this race, which looked very unlikely at one stage. And there goes Kimi Antonelli. But as I say, Norris going to the end, Piastri going to the end, Magnussen going to the end, so is Lawson, so is Mick, maybe Gasly is as well, actually. So there's going to have to be some overtaking done by ourselves and Max Verstappen here. I'm hoping Max doesn't pit this lap. We really want Max to stay out another lap here. Down to 41%. I think he might come in as well. Life would be a lot better for us if Max stays out for another lap here. Let's wait and see.
Replay.
And Max does stay out. That is lovely. Right now, we need the pit crew to do the work. This is our final stop of the day. We need a nice clean stop. Fingers crossed. And it's a 2.1. That'll do. That will do nicely.
What a race. What a race.
Now we know we're going to have traffic here, but how much traffic? There's Ocon. I'm thinking maybe Ocon might be just ahead of Ocon, I'm thinking. Yeah, behind Behrman and Leclerc is not ideal, is it?
You are P10.
There we go. Antonelli into P10. Colapinto then continues on his way. We have to try and get past on this left-hander into this corner. Oh, he's too far back. Oh, chat, this is killing us here. We've got to hope Behrman doesn't get DRS here. He does get DRS, but he's getting the toe off the Ferrari as well. Oh no, we need to be ahead of this Williams. Got to be later into the brakes here, Kimi. And he is forcing his way through. But if Max pits this lap, I think Max would come out ahead of us here. Because we're losing a lot of time in that fight. And here comes Max.
Yes, let's go.
This is not working.
At the moment you are going well. At the moment you are P9.
I think this is going to cost us. Max on the mediums as well. He can push them a little bit more than us. All right, we've got DRS. We safely passed the Ferrari. There's Verstappen. Going to be very close. Antonelli is passed. Leclerc is passed. Can Behrman get past? No, he can't.
You are doing a good job. In front of you there is Gasly.
But I think that's still advantage to Verstappen because he's on mediums that he can push a little bit more than Antonelli. Antonelli has just got past him. Colapinto then still just waiting for a few more to make their pit stops. Russell is 5 seconds back. Russell on 82%. So Colapinto should have a chance to still get back to the points. Hamilton doesn't exist. No, it's 2027 here, so Hamilton's retired. Jochen, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. So yeah, Verstappen should be easily past Leclerc here, I'd imagine. Although Leclerc's got a good release off that corner. I think Leclerc's pushing for his in-lap though, isn't he? And we are close to Mick Schumacher and Gasly now. It's still looking better than it was, though, for us, because Verstappen was going to take he's going to take the lead of the championship. Plus, at one stage, we were going to be about 16 points back. It's not going to be as bad as that now. Even if Verstappen gets past us, hopefully we can just finish one car behind him. And we're going to get bogged down here. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Kimi should have been a bit more... Although I like that, though. A bit more aggressive. 2 for 1, Kimi. We will take that.
Do your best.
Well, I was then going to disrespect Kimi Antonelli. But he has pulled out. And he's got both of them into the same braking zone. That could be crucial.
Now this, I think, was at
Look
turn
at this.
13.
Kimi switched from the outside to the inside, past both the RB and Aston Martin. And now Max has got to get past those two as well. And that could be big. That could be very big for Kimi Antonelli. So Colapinto 1.7 off Hadjar. We are gaining on him. Verstappen looking maybe the outside of the RB of Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher has to concede that. So he's got one of them, but he's still got to get Gasly. And the gap is still 3 seconds to Antonelli. Yeah, Max losing time here, though. It's now 3.5 seconds nearly. He's got to send it here, you'd imagine. And he is. So that is Max release. So it's only 3.5 seconds. I'd imagine he'll close that pretty quickly. But we have arrived on Liam Lawson, who, staying out on those tyres, maybe not working off. We could have got him there. That would have been very nice. Because now we're in the position where we've got to wait a few more corners. But then we've got K-Mag. Could we win this race, chat? After all that, could we win the race? It might end up being a 1-2 between ourselves and Verstappen, but in what order? And Antonelli has already passed Lawson. I wasn't expecting to get there, but he's already done it. And that's another car between ourselves and Verstappen. You would think team orders, and Red Bull will be asking Lawson to move over very quickly, but there we go. That was all easy, wasn't it? Right, Colapinto, he's got DRS now on Hadjar, so this will be Colapinto's comeback to the points completed. And there we go, Colapinto into P10. Does anyone have to stop ahead of him? Probably not. But he could get Behrman, so it could be at least P9 here for Colapinto in the end. And Antonelli is really pushing it now, and he's through on Kevin Magnussen, and he's into P3, and that's another 2 cars between ourselves and Verstappen, but it is now 7 seconds to the McLarens, but we have got 20% tyre life on them. And Max Verstappen is there, so he's got 6 seconds to close now, but he's only got 2% tyre life on us. This is looking good. This could be a massive step for Kimi Antonelli in winning his first World Drivers' Championship. Right, Antonelli, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push a bit of battery. Push a bit of battery. What I want him to do is on the final corner, try and send it on the inside of Lando here. He's not going to go for it, though.
Use overtake.
Didn't go for it there.
Lift off.
DRS here. Are we going to get bogged down behind the McLaren? We're on the outside of Lando. Can we stick it out in there? Yes, he can. Kimi then is into P2. And Verstappen took another second out there. So Max is coming quickly. But this was a great move from Kimi Antonelli. Then he's into P2.
Here we head into turn 2.
If we end up winning this race, I don't quite know how it's happened. But there we go, round the outside of Lando. I think that was Lando in the end, wasn't it? Yes, it was Lando. Now it's Piastri. Check fuel. Yeah, I'm going to conserve some fuel with Kimi shortly. But Kimi is through on the inside. Is he of Oscar Piastri? He is. I think we'll get the DRS to even pull away. So we'll use the battery. We'll use the DRS. And hopefully we do get the DRS. So this is going to help pull a second gap straight away on the McLarens. And now we need those McLarens to hold up Max Verstappen if they can. Let's attack on this soft a little bit as well. We've got some tyre life in hand. Colapinto is 2.3 off of Mick Schumacher. Right. So Verstappen still can't get past the McLarens. He's 5 seconds off us. I don't think he can reach Kimi Antonelli now. Antonelli from somewhere looks like he's going to win this race. But first of all, Franco's having a lovely little look down the inside of Mick Schumacher, and he's through on Mick. How much battery can we use here to get closer to Lawson and Gasly here? Using quite a bit. We're pulling away from Mick. Gasly's got no DRS here, but we're going to be too far back on him, aren't we? Yes, we are. But Colapinto is into P8 now. What I want to try and do is send it on the final corner again, on that inside if we can. Lawson's trying to break the DRS to Gasly. Yeah, if we can send it down the inside here. Yes, that's it. Franco's listening. Franco's listening. Franco's through. And he should get the DRS here. Yes, he does. Used a lot of battery getting that done. 2 laps to go. We are down to 37% tyre life. 36. That's going to be touch and go. Verstappen's going to try and send it on the inside. He can't do it. Max is becoming frustrated. He's 10 seconds off Antonelli. And Verstappen might have to finish P4 here today. Can he do anything on this final lap? Antonelli, I'm just going to conserve just to make double sure we're safe on that.
Copy.
Colapinto has got DRS on Lawson. Lawson did get the DRS on K-Mag though. Mick Schumacher's fallen a little bit too far back, it looks like. Right, Antonelli is safe. I kind of want to watch Verstappen and see what he does here. Franco's tyres, yeah, I think we'll be okay because Mick's tyres are basically gone as well. Verstappen can't do anything there. Just need to see where Franco is. Verstappen, it's now or never, and Piastri has just lost the DRS to his teammate, so this will be P3 for Verstappen. There we go. That's bad for the McLarens. You would have thought they would have used each other there. Could Verstappen even get Lando on the last corner here? Colapinto's too far back, so nothing's going to happen there. Max is pushing Kimi Antonelli. Well, I don't know how it's happened, chat, but Kimi Antonelli somehow is going to win this race and stake a big claim to become a world champion for the first time. But can Max Verstappen send it on the final corner? He cannot. So Max Verstappen, who looked odds on to win this race, has to settle for P3. Antonelli wins it, and Franco Colapinto is going to come home in P7 in the end. And yeah, that was such an up and down race. Lots of different pit stops and strategy going on. But somehow, Kimi Antonelli, it looked like he would lose the championship lead today, and by quite a bit. And somehow he's come back to win it. And Verstappen, only P3. Right, here we go, chat. First of all, before we get in the championships, let's look at the result then. Kimi Antonelli started P9, up 8. Took that pit stop under the safety car and decided to go for 2 stops from there rather than hold out for those mediums all the way to the end. And that was the right choice as he comes back to win this race. Lando Norris finished second, but Max from pole should have really won the race, but he got stuck behind those McLarens. He was always stuck behind a couple of cars, with Kimi getting the moves done nice and aggressively, and Max really struggled at the end towards the back of those McLarens. He gets back to P3. It's P4 for Oscar. K-Mag with another 5th place, and RB will be looking pretty good in their hunt for P5 in the championship. Lawson up 7 to finish 6th. Franco up 5 to finish 7th. But look at this. Pierre Gasly. Danny Rick would be screaming that Pierre Gasly. Up 14 places to finish P8. What a drive that is. Mick Schumacher 9th. And Albon as well. Up 11 places to finish 10th. Both Ferraris not in the points. Typical Ferrari strategy. They left George Russell out under a safety car, even though his tyres down about 50%. And then they left Leclerc out until his tyres got to about 20%. So not great from Ferrari. Right, let's look at the main thing here though. Drivers' Championship. And there we go, 25 points, 16 for Max, 15 for finishing third, a point for pole. And the gap now is 13 points. So 13-point lead with just 2 races to go. Can Kimi Antonelli win this championship? We've got Montreal up next. If Max were to win that and get pole, he would get 8 points on us though. So it could be as close as what? What would that be? 5 points. it could be 5 points coming into the final race. So it's still going to be very tight with 2 races to go. And the next one in this series will be on Tuesday. So the next live stream will be Tuesday, where we'll do Canada. And then next Friday will be the season finale in Brazil. But Kimi Antonelli leads them by 13 points. Then it's Max. No change in this top 8. Franco 3rd. And he looks good to finish P3 now. Lawson 4th. Lando 5th. Oscar Piastri 6th. Russell 7th. Leclerc 8th. Both of those not scoring. K-Mag up to P9 now. And he might even jump Leclerc by the end of the season. Behrman drops to 10th. What about the Constructors? So we gain an extra 7 points now on Red Bull. So we've got a 50-point gap on Red Bull with 2 races to go. That's looking pretty good now, isn't it, for us? Are we really going to lose 50 points to Red Bull across 2 races? I don't think we are. So I'm pretty confident that Maserati are going to win the Constructors' Championship here in 2027. Red Bull will finish 2nd. McLaren will finish 3rd. And Ferrari will finish 4th. But I talked about this battle for 5th, and RB are actually already in 5th. Another 12 points today. They jump from 7th up to 5th. They are the form team, RB. They're now on 56 points. Audi are on 53, no points today. Williams get 1. They're on 53. Mercedes 43, Aston Martin 33, Alpine 20, and Haas yet to score. So Mercedes having a big stinker of a season, aren't they, on 43 points there. But yeah, 2 races to go. It's going to be very interesting between these 3 teams, I'd say now, because Mercedes don't look like they're doing much. So is it going to... You'd have to say it's RB. They've scored heavy points in the last 4 races. They've upgraded the car well. So is it going to be RB, Audi, or Williams to finish 5th? But what a race in the end. I guess what was it? First half of that race, first 30 laps, we were nowhere near it. It looked like Kimi was going to finish maybe 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere around that range, 5th at best. And Max was going to win it. So we're looking like Max was going to have a 10 to 16 point lead going into the final 2 races. We then had that safety car, decided to box, and then we decided not to see those mediums out, but to do 2 stops after that safety car, or 2 different tyres. So one stop under the safety, 1 further stop. And that was the right decision. And somehow, from a race that we looked to have no pace, we come back to win it with Kimi Antonelli. And Max only managed to get back to P3. And it means that we have a 13-point gap going into these final 2 races. So it's very exciting to see if Kimi can become world champion. As I say, that Constructors is looking very likely. But time will tell. You know, it only takes a retirement. And Canada, the walls are very close. So we don't want to see either of our drivers retire. Certainly not Kimi Antonelli. But we are going to be back very soon then to continue this F1 Manager Series with Maserati and hopefully claim that World Driver Championship with Kimi Antonelli.